Hello, my friends. This is the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twin Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. And that's not just blowing smoke. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Cool breeze in my head, bittersweet smoke flying through the air. It's the way I feel, smoking on a fat cigar.
What's in the crack, Pat? What's in the crack? Do you need a tissue? No, it's not down there. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is awesome.
That's a heck of a start.
Well, it's fun. It's fun when stuff like this happens.
Well, you can't get any colder than that.
And that's not just blowing smoke. There you go.
Welcome to the show.
Yep. A few seconds ago, that was Jeff Pitchell's Fat Cigars we're listening to. And that means it's time for Not Just Blowing Smoke. And we are coming at you live from Twin Smoke Shop Studio headquarters here in Londonderry, New Hampshire, right in the 724 Lounge. Yeah. I'm Pastor Padron. I'm here with my co-hosts, Pat, Nick, and Dave. And we have a very special guest with us tonight, Dan Leonard, the founder and co-owner of 603 Brewery right in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Thank you so much for being with us, Dan.
Thanks for having me again.
And you kind of, Dan's been on the show before, and whenever he's on the show, it means that we're doing beer pairings. And specifically tonight, that's 603 beer pairings. We've done other pairings with you.
Yep, we've done some cellar pairings. We've just done some random pairings.
Yep.
So it's been fun doing some beer pairings.
We've gone all over the place, but this, we're doing 603 beer pairings tonight, and we are going to be doing those pairings while smoking the West Tampa Red Toro. It is a San Andreas wrapped cigar with Nicaraguan binder filler. It's a 6x52 Toro. It's the latest release from West Tampa Tobacco Company. A similar blend to the Attic series that came out earlier in the year. Not quite the same blend, but very similar. And we're going to be drinking what? 3 different beers with this?
Yep, three different beers, two primary styles.
Does that count the pre-beer beer?
That does not count the pre-beer beer.
So we could actually be doing 4.
Technically,
we'll be doing
it's
4.
A 4 beer.
We had right before the show started, he handed out the pre-show beer, and most of us, I think, are still working
on pre-show beer.
Yep.
It's a good palate cleanser as well between your other beers.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking I'm going to save it for that.
Yeah.
And but it's very, very good. What can you tell us about this? The beer hall.
Helles. So it's a beer hall Helles. So it's a lager style beer. Mm-hmm. And as you'll taste, it's just very clean, very light, and it actually will work pretty nice in between the different beers that we're drinking tonight.
Very nice. Did you do that on purpose, or was it really a pre-show? Get your thing ready.
You always got to have pre-beer beers. That's just
just how
it's an industry norm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, what beer are we going to start with officially? With the cigar.
So I wanted to do something kind of weird and off the cuff, and then we'll do some of the more traditional, bigger, heavier stuff.
Okay.
But the first one I'm going to give you is actually an 11th anniversary IPA that we brewed, and this was a collaboration between a whole bunch of breweries in New Hampshire. So what we like to do every time we have an anniversary beer is actually do a big collaboration beer. So you'll see on the label, you can see these in this, you can get it from the brewery or get it at your local stores. But you'll see all the other breweries that participated in the brew on the side, and they're all New Hampshire breweries, and it was great to have them down and brew something fun. So this is a big triple dry hopped IPA. Some of the hops in here are Galaxy, Nelson Sauvin, Pacific Sunrise, and then we used a whole series of hops called cryo hops. And what that is, it's kind of an intensified version of the hop that they produce.
Okay.
It's like basically taking all the dust, all the concentrated stuff, and then they pelletize it, and we're using that. So there are a ton of hops in this beer. And
Hoppy.
what I thought was really neat smoking this cigar the first time is the early part of the cigar, and this is why I want to do the beer first. You're getting some real unique flavors that I feel like it's a cigar where you're getting some nice heavy full-bodiedness, but I'm also getting some kind of light notes and, a little sharper and sweeter. And I think those are the notes that are going to come out with this beer the best. So that's why I want to drink this one first. So I'll crack this open for you guys and get pouring.
Let's go for it. And while he's pouring that out, we had a great event here with Nimish Desai for Rocky Patel this past weekend, and in just a couple more weeks, we're going to be having another major event with Terrence Riley of Aganorsa Leaf Cigars, and that's going to be on Friday, June 16th at 5 o'clock here at Londonderry, and the tickets for that are going to be $30. That's going to get you a Cerberus cigar. It's going to get you, well, it's going to get you a Zacapa rum, 23-year-old Zacapa rum, and you're going to also get, it's also the launch of the Twins 25th anniversary cigar from Aganorsa Leaf that is going to be launched at that event. There's also going to be some traditional Nicaraguan barbecue
Next Friday.
at the event. The 16th, so 2 Fridays from now. Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's going to be awesome. We maybe have space for 25, 30 people for this event. It's going to be great. And if you come to the event, there's going to be a special opportunity to get the box of Twins 25th at a special price that you're not going to be able to after the event. Special. And Terrence is going to be doing a fuma tasting with 3 different component tobaccos that make up the Cerberus cigar. I also think those tobaccos are, it's not the same primings or whatever, but I believe it's the same components in the Twins 25th, or at least 2 of the 3 are. I know that for sure. And he's going to talk about those, what the tobaccos are supposed to bring to a cigar by themselves. You're going to smoke each of those components, and then the Cerberus is all 3 of those together. Oh, cool. So you're going to get that whole experience with that. He's going to talk to you about the Twins 25th cigar, how that came about, how it was blended, what makes it great, and then you're going to be able to purchase the Twins 25th anniversary at that event. And so that's going to be great. On the 16th of June, 5 o'clock. Talk to a tobacconist here about reserving your spot. It's going to be right here in this room where I'm sitting. It's going to be a great, great time. I'm really pumped about it. Terrence is an awesome guy. He's a very good guy.
I can't wait to try that one. The last anniversary cigar, the Christoph, just blew my mind.
Yeah.
So, I'm really excited. I'm really excited.
I'm really pumped about it. Really pumped about it. Yeah. Yep. So while Pat continues to look for his DuPont,
It's precious.
it's precious. It's precious. Where's it gone, my precious?
I gotta get Gollum sounds on the board now just because of this. Precious.
It's Trixie.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead and give this a nice.
let's
give,
try
give,
the
give this
beer.
beer a nice sniff first.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy, right? You get all these kind of like
It's very-
tropical fruit.
Yeah, it's
off
very
it.
grapefruity.
Yep.
Like passion fruity kind of a.
And you take us. Yep. So this is a unique style that our head brewer really loves to do. He is he's a San Diego trained brewer, and he does these San Diego style IPAs, which are basically this blend of kind of has like the East Coast like tropical fruit softness, good big smell. But then the West Coast, you have the clarity and you have a little more hop bite to it, so you can feel it, and that's what helps these pair a lot better with a cigar. If this was like a New England IPA and it was just all soft, the cigar would just dominate it. But this still gives you some nice hop bite to it. and it's pretty neat too. If you take a sip and then you take a puff, retrohale, and take another sip, you can kind of feel it evolve. Yeah. Well, it's neat because all those hops that are dumped in this, it's a leaf, it's a plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what helps tie it over to the tobacco flavor and the tobacco taste.
Very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Pretty
really
good,
was.
Dan.
I was.
Pretty good.
I was not sure about a Wicked High. Was it a triple IPA?
It's a triple hopped IPA.
Triple hopped IPA, and how that would go with a cigar that's sweet, a cigar that's got cocoa notes and stuff like that. But it really works. I mean, it makes the cigar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beer. The beer.
Yeah.
The beer.
Yeah.
Shove it where you have that hoppiness on the palate, but it really brings out this nice, there's a little bit of sweetness in the background, but it's really pleasant. Weird. I had a cigar before. It wasn't vibrant. I smoked it without this one. That's the beauty of it.
So beautiful.
Now, Dave, you're usually not an IPA guy. A, what do you think of the beer? And B, how do you like the pairing?
I like the pairing a lot. I'm not an IPA guy, so this is like okay to me. Like, I don't, no offense, I probably would never order it. Okay. But the pairing is, I'm enjoying the pairing. I think with the cigar, the beer's great.
Hey, well, what's really neat, the way you know a pairing will work is if you taste the beer, you take the sip of the beer, and it still tastes like the beer, and then they need to be enhancing each other instead of one just dominating the other one. And as kind of weird and left field as it is, these actually enhance each other quite nice.
It's light, flavorful.
But I love the smell. The smell of this is, oh,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Dave.
For me, it's not as crazy hoppy as some of the IPAs that I've drank in the past. So it's really evenly balanced, but it's really tasty as far as like access. You still enjoy your day.
Right.
It's not crazy heavy. It's not
Yep. This one's only 6.03%.
Was that on purpose?
Damn right it was. Dan.
it's not crazy heavy. So I mean, it has characteristics that you can really enjoy some.
It is that's a great thing to note too. Yeah, a lot of the times if you're out on a porch on a summer day, you don't necessarily want to be drinking a Russian Imperial Stout. A nice lighter IPA and you're bringing out the lighter flavors in your cigar are definitely a more palatable thing to be doing.
Now,
Mad scientist.
I smoked the glass and then had it, and smoking the glass like that kind of tells you what the cigar does to the beer or the drink. All right. So Dave, try it now.
oh wow.
Isn't that different?
It's totally different. That's crazy.
Now take a fresh sip.
Yeah.
It really changes it up.
It changes it. Completely changes
It adds a sweetness to the beer.
Yep. And
that
like the
is
hops
not
go
normally
down.
there.
No, that's
hops go
neat.
down.
It did. It does. It definitely it tamps the hops right down.
Yeah, it does.
That is pretty neat.
I think that's one of the reasons.
Now I really like beer.
Yeah.
I think, Dave, I think that's one of the reasons you like the pairing, because it's taking some of that hoppiness that is not really your thing out and adding a little sweetness to it, but it's not changing the beer so that you're still tasting what's really enjoyable about it.
Right.
Wow. But you're
So are
getting
you
some
saying
added
the
sweetness.
secret to IPAs is just blowing smoke?
Yes.
Pun intended.
There's the name of a beer.
Right?
The beer is bringing out a lot of lemon
Yes.
We can
Yes.
talk about royalties later.
Yeah, no worries. You can have that one. First one's free.
San Andreas, usually when you're smoking stuff, you really taste that. You really go in depth with it. You got a lot of chocolate, you got a lot of spice, you have some spice. And with the pairing, I mean, there's more leather notes than there is chocolate.
Right.
It could be the dark chocolate, but I think for me, it's a huge leather. Just leather and earth. There is some sweetness. There is no spice in the cigar at all. It's shocking to me because we're using this Andreas for the wrapper and using the San Andreas. You usually get
Some nice spice to it.
do get a little leather, but I mean, the leather on this one is just which I like.
Yeah, I feel like as the cigar's burning down, those fruitier notes have kind of gone away, and it's
Yep.
definitely transitioning over to that leather.
Yep. And, the construction on everybody's cigar looks to be really on
Absolutely
point.
perfect.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect burn. Great ash.
I love a great ash.
That's what she said.
There you go. Now,
Well, what? Hey now.
Hey.
Whoa.
Ash can be any color.
not a flaky ash. You like a nice firm, tight ash. Firm, tight, white ash.
But sometimes, like Dominican brown ash,
Yeah, you're gonna have to speak for yourself on the only the white ash. Jeez.
sometimes.
This is
Not
probably,
just blowing smoke has now been canceled.
This is probably a good time to segue into the 724 flashback of the week. Weekly segment highlighting historical events brought to you by 724 Cigars. Smoke a piece of history. And today's flashback, it's a little shameless, but I don't really care. This past Saturday on June 3rd, 11 years ago to the day, the 603 Brewery was founded by Dan and several of his friends. And 11 years later, really, you have become one of the most successful microbreweries in the New Hampshire area. And we all know this is one of those hot spots in the country for microbreweries.
Yep.
And, I'd love to hear the story about how you guys started. And, what were some of the battles you had to fight along the way to get to where you are?
Yeah, sure. So like you said, 11 years ago on the 3rd, that's when we got going, 603 of all things. So myself and my business partners, Jeff and Tamsin, we all met first day freshman year at UMass Dartmouth in intensive engineering program that we were all in. And we got to know each other very well through that program. We stayed friends all the way through college and all the way after college, and I'm godfather to their kids, and we're all very important in each other's lives, and we always realized, even from all the way back in college, how well we worked together. And so we always kind of had it in our head, like, man, someday we'll put it together and we'll do something together here. We all kind of went off on our different career paths, but stayed tight as friends. And eventually, Jeff, who had been traveling to China a lot for his job, we just hated going there, hated being away from his family, didn't like the work.
Yeah.
He literally calls me up on his way after he got back from China. He's like, "Hey, you want to start a brewery?" Because I'd been brewing beer since college. It's just something I got into, and I really enjoyed it and did it as a hobby and handed beers out.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? So it was a nights and weekends thing, but when the three of us get together, we get pretty obsessive about doing things and really trying to perfect them and grow them. And in about 6 months' time, we realized, like, man, we got something going here. We were brewing on nights and weekends, and then we were hand bottling all the beer in 22-ounce bottles and hand delivering it and selling it to stores, because we were allowed to do that because we were so small. And it just kind of started taking off, and we realized, like, all right, we're going to have to start scaling. And so we started scaling. We moved our location. Jeff left his job first. Then I left my job about 6 months earlier than we had planned, just because things were progressing faster than we thought. But here we are 11 years later. We're in our third and largest location, which is at 42 Main Street in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And we have a big 200-person beer hall on the front of it with a patio, an outdoor bar, and fire pits and all that fun stuff. And we have a full production operation in there, and we do beers and hard seltzers, and we're dabbling in some other realms too that will be.
Really?
We'll share a little later this year with you guys.
Aww.
But ultimately the three of us started it, and now there's. At any one time, I think our peak employment's like 70-something people.
Wow.
In the summer, and it's a real pleasure for us to be able to be, what we hope to be good employers, and see this company grow. And it's just been a pretty special thing to do. And we've really done it right down here. And we started up in Campton. We were up there for a few months, but other than that, we've been down here in Londonderry. And Southern New Hampshire's been real great to us. New Hampshire in general has been real great to us.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate enough to win Best Brewery by New Hampshire Magazine the last several years in a row.
Yep.
And then we just thank you. Yeah, it means a lot.
Well earned.
It means a lot because it's a total write-in thing, so it's not like option A, B, C. People have to write our name in there. And then we had
Coincidentally, we've been voted the best cigar shop and cigar bar.
I believe I
in
wrote
New
that
Hampshire
one into my
for the last several years in a row.
I think that's why we work so well together.
It
at the
might
end of the
be.
day. Yeah,
It might be. Birds
similar,
of a feather,
Similar business senses. But we had a real special accomplishment, one that I never really expected to have. Last month, we won a bronze medal at the World Beer Cup.
Really?
Which is just the biggest beer competition, really in the world. And it was for our summertime IPA. So in the session IPA category. So that was pretty huge. And our head brewer, Doug Palmerville, he just did a fantastic job, just really helping curate that beer. And he did a great job down there, accepting the award. And, we're happy with it. Thank you very much. That was
That's awesome.
That was a big deal. That was one of
That's
those
awesome.
things I never thought we'd hit, but, we hit it. And that it means a lot. It means a lot. But,
Cool.
there's the story of 603 in the nutshell for you.
Yep. Very true. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Awesome. So what's next?
Can't tell you yet. Got to keep it exciting.
What's the next beer?
The next
Yeah,
beer.
we can do that too.
Oh, actually, all right. We got a bunch of fun stuff coming out. We always have probably at least 3 kind of unique beer releases a month. So there's constantly new stuff coming out. But one of the really exciting ones that's going to be on the board soon is we do a pickle goza. And this is Doug's beer through and through. He's given talks about how he generates this beer. It's crazy, but it's a pickle beer. It's a pickle beer, and you're hearing this, and you're thinking, that sounds like the most disgusting thing I have ever had in my life. Or you're one of those pickle juice freaks who just loves anything pickles. This beer, he made it last year, and it's wild. And to get the flavor profile, he uses a special type of hop that produces like a dill flavor. He uses hundreds of pounds of fresh cucumbers and salt. And it's a sour beer, so there's bacteria in it. It's crazy. But when you drink it, it is so light and refreshing, and it tastes dead on like pickle juice. And you have never had a better beer with a cheeseburger and fries than this beer. So when that comes out, I will come in with you guys, and we got to do a cheeseburger and pickle beer.
Yeah, oh yes,
Yes,
that's going to be
perfect
show.
summer barbecue beer.
A show.
There you go. Oh, maybe we do the podcast over at 603 sometime.
Could we do the podcast at 603?
Yeah, I think we could pull that off.
You think we could pull it off?
The patio podcast.
The patio podcast. I like that. The patio podcast at 603.
I think that'd be nice. I think
Yep.
that'd be nice.
Yep.
Little fire pit round table. I think that could work.
That sounds like a plan. Yes.
Hopefully it's better weather than what we had on
So
Saturday.
you guys had your 11th anniversary block party.
Yep. So
on Saturday.
we've had 10 straight years of beautiful June 3rd events. Year 11 didn't hold up. It was cold and windy and rainy. And I got to tell you, thank you so much to all the people that did come out. The building was completely packed, and there was still couple hundred people floating around the street, and it was because we do a big block party. We shut the whole street down. We have food vendors. We have games. Everyone saw that monstrous Waterville Valley, beast of a truck that they brought down. So it is a lot of fun, but man, there was some true New Englanders out there this year who were spending the time outside and still participating and enjoying. And I think for what we were dealt with the weather, it went as good as it possibly could have.
Yeah.
But we'll be doing another big one this September. So we're going to hope we get back to the good luck weather.
We'll probably snow
situation.
then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But thank you guys very much, because Twins always comes to these events and sets up a
Thank you
cigar
for having
lounge.
us.
Yep. So it's a lot of fun. It helped makes it really a unique event.
We were frozen, but it was worth it.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Live music all day outside and great food trucks and. The saxophone guy.
He was in shorts and a short sleeve shirt, like fucking.
He kills. He was like in a rainstorm, in a blowing rainstorm.
I mean, he was just like.
And he was. Yep. Yeah, we had fantastic live music.
The drummer had the blanket wrapped around him, and he was just like.
It really was like the most New Hampshire thing you could have ever seen for a party. It's like, screw it, it's June, we're doing this. But, even though it was 90-something degrees the day before, and decided to do a 50-degree temperature drop and just rain, we're used to it, I guess.
It's
so
New
we
England.
deal with it.
It's New England.
Yeah, it's New England.
So what are we pairing next?
So the next one should be pairing, quite interestingly, with the middle of the cigar, as we get away from those. Sorry, big knife. As we get away from the lighter notes and start hitting some of those medium leathery notes. So it is a Spyderco. I'm a dedicated fan. Oh. And so, up the top. No, I just need the lid. There we go. That'd be even more exciting podcast. We lose Pat and me.
Hey, Dave, just pass
bleed
one
out
of
on the
those things
floor.
over. I don't really care what it is. Just pass it along. Just pass it along.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
Do your
Do the palate cleanse.
your beer hall Hellas
The
palate
Mid-Show
cleanse.
Palate Cleanse, brought to
yeah.
you by 603. See, that should be a segment.
Make it a second.
The Mid-Show Palate
The
Cleanse by
mid-show
603.
palate cleanse.
This year, today's
we don't.
today's
We don't.
palate cleanse is this beer from 603. That would be perfect.
Yes.
So this is the fun one. This is one of my personal favorites. This is a barley wine, which we've had barley wines before, and I know you guys, it's a little more your style. Okay. So this is a barley wine that has sat on freshly toasted coconut.
Wow.
And also sat in
Oh,
bourbon barrels.
well, that sounds horrible.
So what you're going to notice with this is really how big and before I put myself into a compromising position, the mouthfeel of the beer is going to be
Mouthfeel big. Mouthfeel.
I hit the brakes on that one.
Oh, that smells.
So
that
you-
smells wonderful.
Go ahead and give that a smell. This is the last bottle I have of this, so I'm excited to share it with you guys.
Oh,
But
sweet,
this is
thanks.
the coconut barley wine, clocking in at 11.5%.
So
So this is
Oh,
essentially
yes.
double the ABV of the last beer that we had.
smacking smackerel.
Yep.
Very, very nice.
Fuzzy.
It's more viscous.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pop rocks, baby.
Now it's got a little piece of coconut.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, bonus.
Let's go right there.
Yep.
Is there coconut that floats in this stuff?
Yeah, there's
Really?
actually coconut in that beer. So, yeah, we actually take fresh coconut and toast it right in the kitchens at the brewery and add it to the beer from there.
Wow.
That's very, very good.
Yeah, super smooth, but not overpowering. You know, it doesn't really feel like 11.5%.
No.
You know, because of how smooth it is. But yeah, the barley wine's it's a real neat, unique beer. It's got a big cult following.
Now, I don't really, you say coconut beer, and, I don't just there doesn't. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to taste a lot of coconut, and I don't.
Yes.
It's there's a sweetness to it, which probably comes from the coconut.
Yep.
But if you didn't tell me there was coconut in here, I never would have guessed it.
Yeah. So this one is about 7 months old, so it's fresher right when you bottle it. But
Okay.
what's neat is as you wait, the coconut kind of fades, the sweetness goes up, and
Yeah,
the,
I was
the
gonna say it's
smoothness,
very sweet.
The smoothness really peaks.
It's
and,
really sweet.
and it is super sweet and smooth. Yeah, it's neat.
So sweet.
Oh wow! Oh, I just smoked it. Yeah.
Yes, you
Got
can,
even
you
sweeter.
can definitely, give this one the smoke.
Made it like stupid sweet.
Wow, do a wardrobe change.
And this is weird because
Oh my goodness!
no.
The cocoa notes
Yeah, pop out.
from the cigar totally
right,
transfer into the beer.
right.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's really, really cool. It's amazing how that happens.
So besides hop, the other thing I hate is coconut. And this is awesome.
I was gonna say
Like-
we're 2 for 2 so far with you tonight, Dave.
No, this is awesome. I
Good.
can't believe this. I wish coconuts actually tasted like this. It'd be better.
Wow. That's insane how slow the smoke changes.
Yeah, like a smoked cocktail, huh?
Just enough to get that coconut back in the It's crazy.
Wow.
That's
No.
nuts.
So next spring we have to do the Irish Hello again and,
Yep.
and do the smoke with that. I mean, how perfect would that be for?
That
a
would be
compliment?
great.
Yeah, that'd be the perfect compliment.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that was really good. So good.
Beer. Yep.
Cigar, that heavy leather note I got with the IPA is completely gone.
Yep.
I'm getting a little bit more sweetness, a little bit of spice in the back of the palate, which is crazy how it changes.
Well, because I think because the hops on the IPA will dominate that back of the palate with the bitterness from the hops. But now those aren't here anymore.
So the IPA,
No.
the IPA, the IPA had a really heavy one. Stayed with you like for at least 10 seconds. This one, really short, really nice.
Yep.
It's gone. As soon as you start smoking, it's gone. But it definitely complements this cigar pretty well.
Yep. Yep. Definitely so.
Wow.
So,
I love my
what are
job.
some of the favorite things that you love to brew over there?
We just did this film documentary thing. I don't know more about it than that because I try not to.
Is it on PBS?
I have no idea.
Netflix?
Could have just been some dude with a camcorder who said he was a filmographer. I'm not sure.
Yes.
But they asked me that question. I've always had a different, the what's your favorite beer question, and I usually
The
say,
one I'm drinking.
yeah, or that one or my next one. That's usually it. But I would say if I had to choose one from the lineup is our original beer, which is Winnie Ale, which is a
Winnie
nice
Ale's
amber
a great
ale. And
beer.
you guys usually if it's not on draft here, it's usually in a can.
Yep.
But
or
it
the
just
other.
pairs so perfectly with everything. It's like
Yeah.
this magical beer that's not too anything. It's got a little sweetness, it's got a little bite to it.
Right.
But man, I haven't met a food that doesn't pair well with, and it goes great with a smoke. It goes great with a pipe tobacco. Yeah. So
You're going to be
that's-
bringing that to Pipetoberfest?
I will bring that to Pipetoberfest. We can bring some Winnie. Yeah,
Whenever
we can
I'm at a
definitely bring some
restaurant and
Winnie.
they say they have Winnie, I'm like, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Well, thank you.
hands
Appreciate
down.
that.
Hands down.
Yeah, that one's been with us for a long time, and I adore drinking that beer. And because you're making so many new beers all the time, so you're always drinking something different.
And that's serious. I'm not even lip service.
Yeah, no,
it
but
is
and then it's nice to go back and be like, oh shit, yeah, that's what that's what built this place. Yeah, it tastes good.
So, you've got your head brewer there.
Yep.
All right. Obviously, you started doing a lot of the brewing and stuff hands-on. How involved are you still in that whole process, or are you now more kind of overseeing the whole big operation.
He just drives the forklift. all
Yeah,
day.
I just drive the forklift around. It's kind of my jam. Yeah. You know, right after Mr. Plow. Yeah.
But oh,
You don't have to say that.
forklift.
No, I'm not. You know, Doug is steering the beer program right now. Yep. I do a lot of the seltzers and a lot of the other R&D work and some of the other projects we're working on, and he works with me on those as well. But I am not the brewer he is, and he's fantastic. He's got a fantastic skill set. I like that I still get to drink all of it, so that's the fun part. And I still get to talk about beers and talk about recipe design and whatnot. And we're doing a fun one, which I guess we'll tease here tonight.
Yes,
But
yes,
we've
it
been
would be good to tease.
we've been developing a beer with you guys to try to make a really unique and great pairing cigar beer. So we've been going back and forth and doing a lot of market research.
brewing it with tobacco.
a lot of smoking cigars and drinking various different beers and talking about different
sounds like a
styles,
horrible
what we like
time.
and whatnot. Yeah, so we're putting in the work, and
Yeah.
hopefully we'll cut some time out this summer to actually throw it in the tank and give it a shot.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
And
Do you guys ever drink beer at home? Are you clearly spirits guys?
I drink beer. I'm a beer guy.
Okay.
So I was when we first started the show, and they were like, "We're having bourbon tonight." I was like, "No, give me a beer." I hated it.
Really?
Hated it.
Ugh.
Hated it. Yeah, and they
And
totally
now?
converted. Now I have bourbon and beer at home
All right.
instead of just beer.
All
But I
right.
always have beer.
Yeah,
Me at home, I do have
I drink everything.
a regular.
If beer came in a handle, I would get it more often.
A bandle. They should make a bandle.
Mango, yeah.
Bandle.
No, mostly hard liquor. Cognacs, rums, big on the rums, big on the bourbons, big on the whiskeys and liquors. I do have beers for guests.
Bud Light.
I assure you. Coors Light.
Coors Light. Michelob.
My mother-in-law.
Miller High Life. Yeah.
But we have one huge fridge dedicated to just beer. There's probably at any given point in time, there's probably there's 200 bottles
Jeez,
in that thing.
got me beat.
What are you doing tonight?
But I don't really, like I said, I don't usually look in there because most of my stuff is on the bar in the kitchen.
Yep.
So, but I'll have a beer once in a while. A Guinness is usually my go-to. That's kind of like my light drink. That's like my everyday. Wake up in the morning and crack a Guinness. type of thing.
My
That's
protein shake.
Wake up in the
what I mean?
morning and crack a
Hey,
Guinness.
I actually did that one time. I put a Guinness in with some.
Cheerios.
No. Actually, I'm sorry. Ruined the Guinness. But I did that. I put Guinness one time. I said, "What the hell?" I was on vacation. I came back from vacation and I still had a day left. I said, "Oh, what the hell?" I got done with the workout. I had vanilla protein. I said, "Oh, what the hell?"
There you go.
You
I mixed it in.
the protein beer.
I mixed it in with a Guinness and I drank it. I thought it was pretty damn good.
Not bad.
Doesn't everybody?
No.
I usually put a raw egg in mine too, but
I used to
Raw egg, Guinness, and vanilla. All right.
No raw eggs. No.
Calm down, Rocky.
salmonella.
You didn't do it with Guinness.
Rocky is a fictional character. He's a fictional character.
Think about how many people have eaten raw eggs though, because I saw Rocky eat raw eggs.
Exactly.
I mean,
And think of how often Sylvester Stallone laughed at them while they did. Those idiots.
Single-handedly responsible for the last 90% of the
I wonder how
salmonella
many
cases.
takes it took so he didn't choke.
Yeah. They didn't realize that was cherry flavored stuff I was drinking. It was on the set. It wasn't really eggs, you fools.
weekend I couldn't do it anymore. I put 6 eggs.
That's a oof.
Oh,
real texture issue there.
One of our regulars. He has like freaking. He has like almost a half a dozen eggs like every day, and then on the weekends he'll have that and like a whole package of bacon.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's good.
And he's in like excellent shape. James Crocker.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I'm like he is like a staple of like a really healthy dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, it's crazy.
Good to hear it.
I do 4 to 5 eggs a day. So
Oh my
I got
goodness.
chickens, so I get them for free.
I usually have beer in my house, but I usually use it for cooking.
Yep.
I love cooking with beer, and
yep. Beer goes with everything.
not for nothing, but your session ale,
Yep.
session IPA,
Yep. Yeah. Scenic.
the Scenic is fantastic in my chowder, my fish chowder, and chicken soups.
That's a perfect use for it.
and stuff like that.
I'm
It's
so
great.
hungry
So
now.
there's always a pack of something in my fridge, and during the summertime when those, lemon or citrusy type of beer that goes great with chicken. That those
Yep.
beers are just
Yep.
fantastic. I always try and keep some of that in that, and then in my chili, which everybody here, you've had my chili, right?
I don't think I've had your chili.
Oh, it's award
I
winning.
will have to see how a pickle
My award-winning burnt offerings chili.
Ooh.
I do.
How many
put,
meats are in it?
There's
Please
lamb.
don't stop the count.
There's lamb. There's veal. There's ground pork.
I'm in.
There's ground beef, and there's bacon. Now, and
all the meats.
yeah, it's all meats.
All the meats.
How many meats? All the
All the meat. Yeah, Arby's has nothing on me, man. Arby's is like,
You should
where
call
do
it-
all the meats go?
nothing on
They're
Dave's
in my
chili.
chili.
You should call it. You shouldn't call it burnt offerings. You should call it Noah's Ark.
But I always use I don't put water or straight broth in chili. I use stout.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no water goes in
And
his
no
chili.
water goes into my chili.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
done.
Excellent.
And I have some special spices that are they're hot, but they're not burn your face off hot. They create it's more like it's more like
Flavor heat's
you
the
take a
best heat.
spoonful and you're like, oh, this isn't that bad, and then you finish a bowl, and by the time you finish the bowl,
You feel it build
now
up
you're
on you.
now you're sweating. It's like the
Ark
smoldering
of the
kind
Covenant.
of,
Yeah.
but the sweetness of the stout kind
Yes.
of counters that,
Yep.
and it's really, really nice. So I like cooking with it.
There-
And the plus of that is you put it in there. Oh, it only needs half a can. Oh.
There you go. Cooking with beers is really interesting when you get into it. So, as you can imagine, we have a kitchen at the
I imagine
at
you
the
do
beer
have
hall,
a kitchen.
and it's a full it's a full scratch kitchen, and the guys in there and girls are fantastic, and they use beer in a lot of the products. And I'd say the most popular one is probably the beer cheese that we do that we serve with all the fries, and
Right,
rolls,
right.
stuff like that. And the key to
That is really good.
a really good beer cheese is getting a nice hoppy IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works the best with you get like a sharp cheddar and a hoppy IPA.
Oh,
Those
that
work
works good.
so good together in a beer cheese. But yeah, more malty beer when you're doing a protein like a beef and something like that. That's definitely the way to go. And yeah, because you get those caramelization flavors that come out of it.
Exactly.
And it's a really
Exactly.
that's a lot of fun for sure.
Yep.
Well, I'd like to give you one more beer.
Yeah. Let's try one more.
Aww.
All right. So
Right?
so
Twist
here
it
we go.
around.
This is the dark one. So as we get to the back end of the cigar here, a little more intense. We'll turn up
Dark beer and white ash.
the flavor profile.
Yeah, baby.
Nick, I think that was yours.
you.
Okay.
Disappeared.
Pat and his lighter are MIA.
Yep.
The drinks, the cigar is performing extremely well, and the beer is I'm not a beer drinker, but God, jiggity bang.
So yeah, so this is
Good.
this is the Mitz Cuvée. So
bless you.
we make this once a year, and every blend is going to be different. So the blend we make for each year is totally unique to that year. It'll never be replicated. So it's a real unique kind of special beer that we care for a lot. So this beer is a blend of Russian Imperial Stout that was aged in American oak and whiskey barrels, apple brandy barrels, bourbon barrels, and rye whiskey barrels.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, what gets done is we sample. So we have this same beer that's aging in all these different flavored barrels, and we will sample all of the barrels, and we'll take the best barrels of each style, and then create a blend of those, and that's what we're drinking here tonight.
Okay.
Wow.
So
What do you do with the leftovers?
What leftovers?
What leftovers?
There are no leftovers. So ton of complex flavors going on in there.
very rich.
There's some chocolate in there. There's raisin in there. There's some cherry in there. There's some
my
coffee
gosh.
when you go looking for it.
Dude, you know what I want to smoke with this is some esoteric at Tilbury. Right?
You
Right?
went right to the pipe tobacco, Dave.
Right? Oh my God! Well, you can't.
5,000 cigars we have.
None of them have raisin. None of them have raisin. That's what I'm saying. You know, that's pipe tobacco, baby. You gotta have Virginias. Oh,
The raisin and the cherry.
Yeah,
to me,
that's the two dominant things I taste.
you know,
are
with
raisin
like that chocolate is.
raisin,
just-
cherry, and chocolate.
you got any more of this?
There's not much left. We have a couple bottles floating around, but that's it.
All right, I'm buying one. Don't sell it.
When it's gone, it's
Coming
gone.
in.
And so we've really ramped up the barrel aging program where we have stuff. It's in there for about
See what you're
a
missing?
minimum of
See
like
what
2
you're missing
years
there,
now.
buddy? See what you're missing?
I mean, not every company does this. I mean, look, I'm not a beer connoisseur or aficionado or anything, but I mean, come on, there can't be a lot of breweries out there that are doing that. I mean, like, that's unique, complex, and delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean,
There's
no contest there.
It really is a special profile.
It's very, very
That's
good.
so complex.
All of the mitzes I've had are fantastic.
Yeah. And for those, I mean, I think most people know at this point, but the Mitz is Mitzi. That's the name of the
The
brewery
Mitzi.
cat, and that's her
Mitzi.
in a tuxedo on the front of the bottle. But she's been with us. She's been with us since the old location, probably
Wow.
at least 8 years. Yeah, at least I think probably more than that. She might be closer to 10 years.
How much longer does that cat have left?
I don't know. You know, we got her.
More lives left.
We got her from a rescue, you know, but she lives the most charmed life you could possibly imagine. She basically,
I bet.
she's even listed on the website as the CEO cat executive officer. She runs
The
the
meow
joint.
EO.
Yeah.
She absolutely runs the joint.
Meow EO.
That's just so bad.
Just keep coming.
Yeah, but this cuvee style is really really awesome. I'm super happy with the way that
Yeah.
these keep coming out, and you know we're gonna
Oh,
keep releasing
seriously,
a unique.
dude. I'm
a
coming
unique
tomorrow.
combo
I'm,
every year.
I'm buying that.
Yeah,
Buying
yeah,
everything,
we
all
got
of it.
We got a couple left. I did bring one extra bottle that I'm sure will be left here on the way out the door.
Get some scotch. Then I'm going to come right over.
There you go. Look at that, converting them.
To my face. No, tomorrow's supposed to be what? 70?
I don't know.
Tomorrow's actually supposed to be nice.
And so that sucker's also 12%. Does not taste like
Oh,
12%
gosh.
at all. So you gotta be careful. Don't drink a pint.
It comes in pints?
This is more than a pint. Yep.
This,
That's what she said.
the other ones were good. Damn, this
Yeah, these are neat. So I'm gonna freshen you up a little bit, and what I want you to do is really
Hey, freshen me up.
cup the cup and start warming it up a little bit. And the more it warms up, the more flavor you're gonna get out of it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what's neat about this beer in particular.
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
Ooh. So this isn't one you want to pull right out of the refrigerator and drink. You want to let it warm up a little bit before you crack it. Yeah, we
Nick,
sell them non-refrigerated.
Put a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna bless some bourbon
With
later.
all the pastoral care I had to do, I could use a little more mitts, you know.
You know, like those old applesauce commercials, the Mott's. You got the Mott's, you got the mitts. You got the mitts. Should do a play on that. That'd be great.
You got the mitts.
You
I
got
like
the
that.
mitts.
We'll get our first mitts ad campaign.
Yeah, no. If they did this instead of the wine at church,
And you could get like the same actors because they'd be adults now. You know, that'd
You
be
might get a whole new group of parishioners that way.
You might.
Praise be to God.
Amen and amen.
Let's be honest. He was probably a brewer,
I mean, once we're back there.
right?
Well,
We still are.
yeah.
he was
Trappist
was-
monasteries.
he was a Hebrew.
Oh, I actually have a good pastor, a good friend of mine. He's a pastor at church in Andover, and he's into brewing beer, and he actually had a men's group that he called Hebrews, and there were 4 core guys, and every month they would go to somebody's house, and somebody would buy the pack, and they'd talk, and they'd brew and drink what they did the last month. You know, it was, and I'm like, Hebrews, really? You had to go there? You had to go there, John? Come on. Oh,
When it gets warmer, there's more sweetness that comes out of it.
yep.
Way more sweet.
Yeah, all the flavors get enhanced.
Yeah, wow.
My precious.
Long finish of almost like a cherry, strawberry type of.
Yep.
More cherry. I guess.
My precious.
So
So I mean, yeah, it's kind of a unique journey as you go through that cigar, and compare what you're smoking and drinking now compared to where we started with the IPA and those lighter, fruitier.
Now,
kind
this
of
is
brighter
obviously
notes.
the strongest flavor.
Yep.
Okay, the biggest body of the beers that we've had. How do you think it's treating the cigar? Do you think it's overpowering it? Do you think it's treating it nice?
For me, I always gravitate towards a bigger beer towards my end of the cigar because those flavors have really built up. My palate's getting pretty coated with smoke, so I want a bigger, heavier beer to break through that. But on the other hand, that's why I like the IPA at the beginning of that smoke because I'm just taking that smoke in. I'm just kind of adjusting.
So when
my
you have a
palate.
cigar at home, do you normally go through at least like a half a dozen beers?
It's a good cigar is a good 2 to 3 beer operation. That's how I would pace that myself.
just cleanse the palate with the beer hall.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Smoke it.
Yeah.
Already, it's fantastic.
Oh, wow.
The cherry. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
a lot of the cherry with the smoke.
Yeah, right. It amps up the cherry, right?
Yep. Big time.
Crazy. Crazy.
It's very, very good. Very, very good.
Oh yeah. Plus, I got a piece of
That's what she said.
But what's really neat with these, especially these barrel aged beers, is really bringing kind of those two worlds together of spirits and beer.
Yep.
Because it's the flavors we pull out of that oak is really critical to how this beer comes out. We get them all over the place. We source from all different distilleries, because we want to pick the ones that give us the flavor profiles we're looking for. And like I said, these aren't just all bourbon. Some are apple brandy, some are rye whiskeys.
How do you figure what's going to have the best flavor? What do you do? Lick the barrel? I mean, how do you know?
We'll
go with that one.
We
started that way.
we start by drinking the booze that came out of the barrel.
Okay. Of course you do.
Yeah, I mean that's literally that's how you start. You find
You
those
got that
flavor
barrel?
profiles.
Yeah, we'll take the empty.
Yep.
No, we just want the empty one.
But never two barrels are never the same. That's the thing, which is pretty wild. So I can get we did a project. I think we drank it here. We did the barley wine with Sagamore Distillery down from Maryland, and we did. I think there were 12, or at least 12 different wooden barrels of the same exact whiskey that we put the barley wine into. And when we went to go taste each barrel, all different. Yeah, all different. It's pretty neat because that barrel is, they're just all unique to themselves. How much char did it get? How long was the whiskey sitting in it? What kind of temperature environment did it, was the sun shining on that barrel and not on the two below it? So the temperature was different between, so that's what's pretty wild. And that's what's really fun about doing a barrel program is tasting all those individual barrels and really finding
bet.
which flavors work the best together.
People say I have an awesome job. I don't know. I think you win.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool job. It's a pretty cool job. So yeah, when you come into the brewery in the beer hall, you can actually look right through the glass into the operation, and on all the right hand side,
gorgeous.
those are all the barrels that are currently aging, and we're actually filling up barrels that will be opening up about 2 years from now this week.
Now,
I actually go there all the time. And your employees love you because they say you're never there.
They are well trained.
They probably think I'm just like some jerk, met you once. And I friended you on Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, we're friends. And they're like, no, he's not here.
He's not here. He's in a meeting. Or the two
Yeah.
easiest response.
I hate it when they say I know Dan Leonard.
If you know me, you got my cell phone number, and you'll tell me you're there. That's kind of the key.
So now, having a brewery though that hosts that many people, there's got to be some stories. You got to have some good beer hall stories. Dan, come on.
None that I can really share. We actually, the clientele is actually very good. They're fantastic.
Yeah, really.
I will tell you, we had
You're blushing.
COVID was interesting.
Yeah.
COVID brought out some real weirdness in a lot of people. We did everything we possibly could to try to stay open when that was happening, and every 3 days it felt like we were changing the business model based on new direction from the governor or this guy. We just fought so hard to just kind of keep going during that. Intentions were high with folks, and some people wanted to come in and see all the restriction stuff, and some people didn't. And I tell you, there was some weird stuff that came out of that. The Londonderry Police Department is fantastic, and if we ever have any kind of an issue,
we're all friends.
we're quick
first
to,
name basis.
Yeah, quick to tell them to come on over and say hello to somebody. But no, honestly, it's an extremely family friendly kind of place. Even it's called the beer hall, but that really denotes more of the casualness of the operation and how just light it is and fun. There's a ton of TVs in there and sports only. But yeah, just a good time. We want it to be kind of a community meeting spot, and that's what it is. So, and it's just fun to be able to do different stuff, like doing the 603 day, and we do a big car show every year, and we do all sorts of fun events throughout the year. So it's fun to participate in that stuff, and it's fun to be able to work with businesses like 724 and Twins.
And one of the things that's always impressed me every time I've gone is I used to be a training manager for restaurants, and I love how clean the place is.
Thank you.
You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, my background came from running water treatment facilities, and there's really
So you know what dirt is.
there's really no place. there's no place for an unsanitary condition in there, and yeah, we take a lot of pride in both the front of the house and the back of the house, keeping it
They do.
very clean and tight.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yep, very clean.
I'd eat in their bathrooms.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't. But the sentiment is appreciated.
Yeah. The next time you go in there, Dave,
Right? I'm going to think it's not.
make sure he's not taking that burger into the bathroom.
He said a burger and a pickle beer would go
There
great.
you go, right?
Not on the shitter, Dave.
Hey, you.
But no, we're excited. We're always meeting new people and getting new customers in there. We're looking forward to that development to keep building out a little bit more. That'll be fun to get some new neighbors in there, and we got a couple buildings going up now, and hopefully some more in the future.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
So, what's our final verdict here on the West Tampa Red Toro?
For me, yeah.
I mean, it's awesome how it changed with
Beer, right? Oh,
one was getting more leather. This one, you're getting more of the complexity of the cigar with the sweetness, the sweetness in the drink, more sweetness in the cigar. You get a little bit of the leather note, but it's more sweetness up front, more the complexity in the background.
Yep.
And I mean, each drink makes the cigar better as you go. I think.
I think you did a great job, picking the first one and then
First,
ending
second,
with this.
third.
Yeah, like it would have ruined it if we did this first.
Absolutely. Your palate
You
would have
know?
been blown out.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, the beer, if we did this one in reverse order, the beer would have dominated the cigar. And then by the time we were doing the IPA, the cigar would have dominated the beer.
Yep. Yeah,
Um,
very true.
And it's fun. This is the first time I've got to do this with Nick, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
we
true.
get to bring you through this journey.
Well, and it's one of the reasons I love doing this with you is that beer is one of these very underrated pairings for cigars.
Yep.
People when they think cigar pairing, they go to
Bourbon
they go
or-
to Scotch. That's really where 80% of the people go, and they're really great other pairings that you can do, and this just shows you just how. And not only that, but you can have several different beers with a cigar and enjoy each, really, really a lot, and how they interplay with a cigar at different stages in the smoking process. It's great.
I think what would be fun is if next time we plan far enough out, I'd love to be able to give you the list of the beers we're going to try so people can pick them up.
Yeah.
And kind of drink them and smoke the cigar and drink the beers with us and kind of follow along.
Make sure they're all here on tap.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do it like that, just so they have the opportunity to be like, oh, okay, and follow it a little bit more, because you can hear us chatting about it, but it really was a unique kind of journey through the cigar with those 3 different beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Great pairings all the way around.
Without the Magic Dragon, but yes. Oh, that was 70s, man. Oh, yeah.
Puff.
No, 70s. Maybe even 60s, yeah. 70s.
So what was your favorite?
Oh, this one.
The Mitts.
The Mitts.
It's hard to
Dumb
tell. I
Mitts.
mean, it's
Sorry.
Because, I love them all. But, this one, for the complexity and for how delicious it was very savory. It was probably,
Savory.
all of them were just unbelievable. I actually enjoyed the IPA. It took me back, because I thought coming into it, I was like, IPA, here we go.
Yeah.
It was going to be super hoppy. There was obviously going to be some flavor there.
Yep.
But I didn't think it was going to be as light and as fruity and as crisp as it was. It was very pleasant. Like I said, I would definitely love one of those. Back deck, 80 degrees out with the cigar.
Yep.
Roasting my
No, I don't want to know what you
No,
Kneecaps.
No, don't go there. Don't go there. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all very good. All have a place. And especially with a cigar that is a full body smoke. It would be extremely interesting to have something like this with maybe a Connecticut or a Cameroon. I think the Aladino Cameroon would be.
That would be another great.
That'd be a
cigar
fun
with
one to
this,
pair
yeah.
up and walk through.
Yeah.
That one,
Okay.
because of that Cameroon, which is not your normal Cameroon, because they take the Cameroon and they grow it in Honduras.
Yeah.
So they have that unique flavor to that wrapper.
Okay.
So with the IPA, with the mints, I think it would be an unbelievable, unique experience. That one, I think, would bring a little bit more flavor to the cigar, bring it out, and then in reverse, also bring out some interesting flavors in the beer itself too.
Cool.
Maybe
Yeah.
you can do that next time. Who knows?
Yeah.
You gonna come back?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be back tomorrow by cigars.
And some bourbon.
All right, everybody. That's our show for tonight. Thanks for being with us, and we will see you next Monday, 8:00. Don't be late. You've been listening to Not Just Blowing Smoke, the podcast that brings the wealth of knowledge, expertise, and fun of Twins Smoke Shop, New England's premier smoke shop, right to you, wherever you are, whenever you want it. You can find us at our website, notjustblowingsmoke.com, and keep in touch with us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at Not Just Blowing Smoke. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that is Not Just Blowing Smoke.
Rolling with the top down, smoking on a fast cigar.